Start streaming. All right, OBS looks good.
Someone commented in the Blue Steel channel, Braden, you're my favorite hater. It was a pleasure.
this
I responded with, I do it for the love of the game.
Always for the love of the game, man. No blue check marks at all, bro. All right, let me make sure that we're live. It shows live there, but it doesn't show live here yet.
I don't see your live.
Oh, let's just say unlisted. Yep, public. Done. Save. Okay. Let's try that. Now it shows I'm live. I guess it said it on my little bubble.
Yeah, you're live.
Fuck yeah. Okay. We don't see you yet, but that's because I'm on this. I'll go to here. Then go back to OBS.
They hear me, though.
And I think we're good. And chat should show up on right above your head.
Yep, I'm there.
I'm just going to quickly shove this onto socials, and then we're good to go. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna post it in here as well. And cool. I will allow this to chill for a moment or two. Let people trickle on in. Nice. Okay.
I just posted an invite to the Lorcana Lounge on Twitter on accident instead of the link to our
Oops.
banger.
Braden like 2 weeks
I
ago. Braden like a month ago. I want Lounge to be more exclusive. Braden 2 weeks ago. Everybody gets an invite to Lounge during today. Here's an invite to the Lounge.
Pal, friend, buddy.
Buddy pal.
We're doing our best here.
That's all we can do.
No. Tomas just messaged me. It's like, hey,
delete that. Oopsie.
That's so funny. Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Is there any place that I can like? Oh, this is like a. Should I advertise this stream in the extremely casual Discord that I'm a part of? Probably not. Probably not.
That's so funny, man. I can't believe I did that.
Oh my god. We're
The way I found out is I went to post the link in the lounge.
Yeah.
And
it's the same link. That's extremely funny.
Yeah, it's classic move.
All right. Now that we've made sure that no one will ever watch this stream.
We did it? We've been sure no one's watching?
Yeah.
That's good. Awesome. Glad we did that.
I agree.
All right.
Well, for the VOD watchers, welcome. I am Franz from Tavern as normal. Hello, Thomas. And off to my side there is my good friend Braden Bowdish, good testing friend, fellow troll,
Owner of a playset of Japanese foil Hiram's in the mail. Proud owner.
Amazing. I am
they were supposed to show up today and they didn't. So
I am the proud owner of what is being said is illegally obtained enchanted Diablos. They're saying that I am the one who kept him off the ban list. I'd like to tell you right now, for here and forever, you're correct. It was me. I called them directly. And I said, no, no, not my bird. My bird is okay.
You almost slipped into a Trump like voice
It was like
there.
it was like
Like,
I
no,
like kind of tried
no, the
to.
bird is fine.
The bird is
Everyone
fine.
loves the bird.
I'm
Everyone's a
telling
big
you right
bird
now,
guy.
the bird is fun. Everyone else cannot
Bird
have
is the
fun.
word. That's what they're saying. They're saying a bird is a word.
That
We have the
fortisphere,
best Diablos.
those rats and the spheres down there in blue, no fun allowed. That is not my fun.
He's a rat.
Well,
um.
speaking of references, what happened in Lorcana this week? In case someone
Oh,
is living under a rock.
they banned Hiram and they banned Force Sphere.
Now, for the new TCG players that are like maybe ever watching this, what is a ban?
They tell you gotta put the cards away. They
Not
say you can't
allowed.
have these.
Put
You
them
don't have the
back in the
right
bulk
cards.
box.
Yeah,
Like,
they're worthless until they make a new Lorcana format where you're allowed to play them.
see that card right there that you opened in that pack? Act like it's blank.
What is Hiram from? What
Set
Disney?
two, set two. It
No,
was
what
in.
Disney property?
Oh, isn't it like Great Mouse Detective or something?
Yeah. So the only format you're allowed to play Hiram in right now is your franchise format deck, where you play Great Mouse Detective.
How many
Uh,
cards are from that specific
enough.
IP?
You'd be
Enough?
surprised how many Radigans there are. There are a lot of
Wow.
I'm pretty sure there's a shocking amount of Radigans.
Are there any items for Hiram to pop?
um,
There's got to be like some um.
uh, there's got to be some like the diamond. There's that diamond that's red, right? It's like
Oh
a
yeah,
two
yeah,
cost
yeah,
diamond.
yeah, yeah. The Diamond Fitness set.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty familiar with the many franchise cards. Let me tell you,
That's fair.
my locals on Tuesday, which I don't attend, is a franchise format locals.
Ooh, that's
That's
fun.
what they play. So I like constantly am talking about other locals who show up to the other locals on Thursdays about like stuff they should play, which is fun.
My experience with franchise format is a friend of mine asking like telling me about a format they wanted to have, and then them being like, "Here, can you break this for me?" And they're like, "Okay." So franchise format where you need to have at least 50 cards from the same format, and you can have 10 of any other property, but you're still following ink rules. And I was like, cool.
Oh,
Let me get 50 purple Sword in the Stone cards, and then I add 4 Be Prepared, 4 Maui, 2 Brawl.
I would probably do to be prepared for Maui for Rapunzel. That's probably what I would do. But um,
Wait, which
each their
Rapunzel?
own.
Like yellow Rapunzel? No, you're still following ink rules.
Sure, you do mono purple.
Wait, which
You
Rapunzel are
get
you talking about?
the yellow. I'm saying you. Oh wait, so the be prepared and all that have to still be.
Yeah, yeah. The whole deck is
Oh,
still
okay.
following ink rules.
Yeah, the way we do franchise format is there's no ink rules. So like the pirate deck is actually sick. Like it's every
Ooh,
pirate.
yeah,
You get to
yeah,
play like green, steel, ruby pirates. It's like Wendy is actually sick. Like you do get to do like the cool Wendy thing where you go like turn 2 Wendy, turn 3 double colored Smee,
yeah.
play an action,
That's
quest
amazing.
twice with your evasive thing. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you get to do some cool stuff.
Alec over here saying Steel Song feeling amazing without having to worry about red blue. Now, Braden, let me ask you a question. Is red blue dead?
I don't think so. I think it's like fine.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's probably. I mean, obviously, like the advantage engine has been cut pretty heavily, but I don't think we're gonna be. I don't think we're gonna see like popsicle on one, coil on two, small Sisu on three. I don't think that goes away. I think that's still just a good curve.
No, I think you're gonna see like Popsicle on 1, Tipo on 2, Goofy on 3, and then uh how far all
Rush
the
Goofy.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the DKP deck where you just play 4 Popsicle
yeah.
and 2 Tamatoa instead of 2 Hiram is like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual spread.
I mean, yeah, like
Because
that, like that.
Tamatoa is
That's
actually pretty good,
yeah,
like as a card.
good card. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like
Yeah.
DKP's Australia list. That's just like 2 Hirams, right?
That's 3, but Nationals is 2.
Okay,
And he was
but
on a
like
Sisu, so they
yeah,
just cut the
and
Sisu.
those are like very that's a very competitive deck with only with two very replaceable cards that got banned. So I don't know. I think it's still viable. I think it's just more beatable. I think the worst part of playing against Red Blue was not necessarily just the one sided board wipes and like Brawl and Small Sisu and Maui. It was all of that and then having to worry about a 4-drop 1/6 going +4 before you could really reliably take it out.
Yeah, I mean that card was always crazy, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think we're just gonna have to see what cards in set 6 are so good, or set 7 are so good that the DKP deck just isn't playable.
Yeah.
And I don't think
So,
there are that many. It might literally just be the purple green cards.
now do you think like what's the obviously not in terms of social media and everyone on the discords, what do you think is the like first target for next best deck, at least on initial impact for like this weekend? Because I think there's like a European X a few hundred people tournament that's how that's happening this weekend.
I have like a capped like 2K, like 2.5 hours for me that I'm driving to because I haven't played in like 3 weeks and I just want to play. Um, I'm pretty sure. So I mean, I have tournaments too.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna see a lot of green steel, a lot of amber steel, a lot of green purple, and a lot of red blue. I think that's what you're gonna see. I think you will
No,
see people playing.
I think I would like to add repeat purple steel because that deck was fairly strong going into the end of last set,
I think that's a
and
weak deck.
I would say it's probably weaker than um green steel and probably steel song. I I think it'll probably be around the same level as green purple because I think green purple did take a decently sized hit because I do think the better matchup of the top two decks for green purple was just blue steel. I think it was much easier for them to deal with that than red blue, and red blue's still gonna be playing the stuff that annoys green purple. It's just now we don't have to deal with Hiram.
Yeah. I think for me, the reason I don't see the purple steel deck being the top deck of this weekend, even if it performs really well this weekend, I just don't expect it to be a huge portion of the metagame because it just hasn't been a deck
Mm-hmm.
this entire set, right? So like the red blue players are either going to play Ember Steel or they're going to play red blue. That's my analysis just off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
The green steel players and green purple players will either they'll probably all mix around and one of the decks will be more popular, one of them won't be. Um, the purple players will probably play red purple because it's been so bad for so long and it's the most popular deck in the game's history.
Yep.
And then you're not left with a lot of other people. I mean, there's green yellow. Green yellow seems very
What do
good.
the blue
I
steel
play
players play?
they play red blue,
They red
or
blue.
they play amber steel. They can go to either way. Amber steel is probably actually the answer,
It's probably
like
amber steel.
an answer like the uh the 1/3 that Troubadour.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
card is one of the best cards in the most recent set actually with the new context,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like Tamato is not that good anymore. Scrooge is not that good anymore. So under the new context, we can say Troubadour is one of the best cards in the set. So it's like you got to start looking at like what decks actually gained anything from set 7 now that we've banned the decks that actually gained anything.
Yeah.
Blurple is probably a good one. The Blurple deck is the same deck. They've nothing has been banned from the Blurple deck, and they're actually a pretty decent Bell deck. So that's probably something to think about too.
I have seen a few Blurple decks just throwing in the new Goofy just because it's another big body that quests for 3 that kind of forces your opponent to answer it. I don't know if it's
Which
good,
card was
but
that?
the one that sets the win con to 25 lore.
Oh, that card. I mean, I played that card a bit in my.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Franz are in a league, and I played that in my Blurple deck in last week's match.
And how do you go?
That card's very good.
Nice. Nice.
I played that deck terribly. I'm just not a very good
Sure.
purple player to be honest. But that card was shockingly good. As a 5/6 is huge.
Yeah.
It's just enormous. It,
So
like yeah,
the roundabout of me asking that question is I think we've all heard the outcries of discard being our new overlords and Diablo skating by the skin of his beak and should have been banned. Steve Warner wasn't answering everyone's questions in the Q&A, even though he answered the same question about 3 times. How do you feel about the current talking points of discard and Diablo taking over the metagame?
Well, I made some sassy comment about this earlier, but someone corrected me. Um, there's not a lot of time left. There's exactly 7 weeks in some number of days. So the metagame really can't be that bad for that long. It's going to take a week or two for people to figure out anything too good, I think. And then another 2 weeks after that for people to kind of all agree how whatever the best deck is. So that's like 3 weeks after that of the metagame being stale.
That's
And that's
about
assuming it's exactly like this most
yeah, yeah.
recent metagame,
That's about
where
the
it might
time
not
set
be.
championship starts out, right?
Yeah, so then you'll have set champs, and they might be miserable in the worst case. They might not be, but in the worst case, the set champs will be miserable, less miserable than they were this time, though. I think,
Yeah.
and they would have been if they did nothing. The new set comes out. Diablo almost certainly isn't the best thing to be doing with another like little over 10% of the card pool being added. I think that's a fair guess. Um, and if it is a problem, we can do the same thing. We're right before set champs. We just ban Diablo.
Yep.
And if you look at the game's history, every 6 months or so we've had a ban. But if you really think about it, we probably should have had a ban about every 3 months or so. It was just looking at the entire game's context.
Yeah.
Um, maybe every 5 months or so, somewhere in that range. So you know what? If like another 3 months pass, we have to ban Diablo. Who cares?
Oh well.
You know.
Yeah. I think especially with the new set in 7 weeks. Specific questions that Steve answered in the Q&A specifically about Prince John, Diablo, and discard as a whole. They It was said multiple times that they believe that there are currently enough answers as to where that they don't think it's a problem, and I feel like there's potential that they're projecting out a little bit to the next set where there probably is some more. Probably is more answers for other colors that are a little bit more indeed um a little bit easier to stomach putting into your deck rather than a 5 cost on an uninkable Kronk green purple card, even though green purple is already one of the discard decks. Um, yeah, man. Like people don't want to play the discard colors to counter the discard. Haven't you heard, bro? They want their discard answers in blue steel, even though blue steel has 50 million answers to Diablo.
Yeah, I don't know. As long as there's a card that says discard your hand, draw 7 cards, I just can't really take anyone's complaints that seriously.
Yeah.
Um, it was much more egregious when there were 2 cards that said that because there was also Hiram.
Yep.
But uh, there's still Tamatoa. There's big and small Tamatoa. There's a whole new world. You know what? If the green yellow, the only deck I really believe that could be too good is green yellow. If the green yellow deck
Never gets
became
like
consistent,
super consistent. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I'll be real, I played against a version the other night that was playing the Tramp, and that did scare me. That was very, very impressive.
Yeah, I
Um,
think I think green yellow sits
yeah,
in a small little um bulb of this deck would be insane if it was more consistent, or if Pete didn't exist.
yeah. But I will say, uh, if the Tramp is huge. It sings all your songs,
Yep.
almost all. It doesn't sing Under the Sea, thank God, but it sings all your songs except for that one. And it probably, if you're playing a Tramp, you have enough bodies on board to probably sing it.
Yep.
It sings Look at This Family, or Along Came Bruno, or Along Came Bruno, or whatever.
Nice.
Um, it sings all your songs, and it lets you dig for the songs and for the aerials. And so, to me, that could very likely be the beginning of a huge problem. Now, the other thing is that I think usually Tramp is a little weak to discard, but the problem is if the only thing Tramp's weak to is discard, I mean, that's also a huge problem. So, yeah, I will be real. I have a little bit of a concern about that, but that deck has historically not been a problem.
I mean, yeah,
But
it
also,
was
the
it,
window has been very small.
yeah, and like that is I would say at least the tramp version of the green yellow control style because there was a There was like the green and yellow songs list that were running around Vegas time. There was lemon lime aggro that's lived ever since set one with Lilo. Um, but now that they've kind of fused together, I do feel like it's targeting the best parts of both decks, and are is standing there looking to get a little bit more consistent and really be a force in the format. And I would say that's probably a new-ish deck from this set. Um, I think blue green as well is also sitting in a position where it seems like it's waiting on just another slight push to get really crazy. And if it ever gets really crazy and then they can just have Ink Geyser as well, could be a little bit like shout out to this dude for his top 16 at SSG last weekend on it. That list looks sick.
Yeah, I guess what I'll say is like one of the concerns I have about discard is that there, if a non-purple steel version of discard is good, the game becomes unplayably toxic. Maybe red. I mean, it's probably like red, purple, steel. If you ever combine green with sapphire or amber,
Hmm.
and the deck is good, the game sort of stops working. I think, um, because those are the you basically have decks that are built out of the three colors that have no on board interaction,
Yeah.
and so the entire game becomes about like being in the air, playing cards that cheat on resources, and attacking people's hands. And to me, the fair part of the green steel, green red, and green purple decks is they have to play a ton of cards that care about playing to the board. And as long as you're playing to the board, you get a pass from me. Um, if the game starts being about like attacking the inkwell with Inkizer or attacking the hand with You've Forgotten Me or Under the Sea, even, because I do think that card's like it like Sisu is just a little bit too good at what it does.
Yeah, and
Um,
even like green blue like playing bend to my will as well.
Yeah, that card also. Those are just cards where if the game is about doing that, something's gone way off the rails.
Yeah.
The game should be about Crab and Fox, and then sometimes it should be about Ursula, 3-cost Ursula, or 3-cost Ariel. But when the game is about You've Forgotten Me and Bend to My Will and Muses, it's like awful.
I wake up every day and I think Steve Warner and Ryan Miller for two drop Ursula and Pete.
Yeah, I mean they could have just not made the card type. You know, that would also probably have solved a lot of
Sure.
problems. We just didn't have songs. The game would probably be less interesting,
It
but
would be it would definitely be
healthier.
much less interesting, and it would have been probably harder to market um to
Degenerates.
yeah, like me,
Yeah,
specifically me.
use that word.
I love
Yeah, me
songs,
too,
bro. Songs are so
dude.
fun.
I mean, when they spoiled a whole new world, that was hooked. You know,
I mean,
I was
like
hooked.
even before that,
That was it.
like we were all just pogging out to friends on the other side and grab your swords.
Yeah, I mean, I remember. I just remember being spoiled. Fishbone Quill and Whole New World. I don't know how far apart they were. It's too far along
I
now.
know Whole New World was in the very last batch of cards revealed for set one, like a week out of release.
Yeah, that sounds right because the Bell decks were
Yep,
uh,
poppin'.
uh yeah, were sort of a late innovation. But yeah, I remember the week 2 or 3 of Lorcana, I had my Bell deck with like 4 bells, 4 Whole New Worlds, 4 Fishbone Quills, 4 Tinkerbells, 4 Tinkerbells. And I was like, this is it. Like I'm gonna play a 6-drop on turn 4, and that card is gonna sing a 5-drop on turn 4, and it's gonna be awesome.
Yep.
And it wasn't very good, but that was what appealed to me as a Magic player. So yeah, the
You
game
don't
was
want to
a
play
success story.
Wrath mirrors that refilled your deck.
I'm gonna be real. I really liked the red purple mirrors in set one. They were it was like chess. Like I'd play in my friend's basement for like 2 hours, and then we'd be finish our first game and start game two, and it was fun. I liked it.
Yeah,
It was the thing to do.
I was in an online event with a friend of mine, and we both played red purple with the broom engine, and it was a best of three. Rounds lasted like a day and a half, and our best of three
Mhm.
went 6 hours.
That's great.
It's insane. And like every game just came down to both players at two cards in deck, and we were just at 22, 24 ink, and we were just throwing down the Elsas,
You're
throwing
like,
down the Mickeys and
you're
the
like, if
brooms.
I if I exert my queen, they could send the broom into it, and then they'll shuffle another card back into their deck. Fuck. Yeah.
I was so sick of that the first major event that we had for Lorcana, the Miami TCG Con, I decided to be like, listen, I'm playing Donald Duck Boisterous Fowl to avoid Grab Your Swords, the 2/3 vanilla, and I'm playing Pongo, I'm playing Goofy, and we're hoping to go under in the mid game in game one, and then just play game two. And we just play and play and play, and then the round timer hits 0.
I my deck of that format that I eventually landed on was blue yellow, and that deck rocked. That deck was so fun.
I
I
think,
loved it. It was very linear.
yeah,
It was so fun.
I think in retrospect, there were so many aggressive style decks that were objectively broken and took advantage of how greedy red purple was playing with like unequals, because people were playing like the Magic Mirror, were playing the Ursula's Cauldron. Some people were playing, what bad unequals were people playing?
I
Ursula,
mean, to be fair, there was a 3 drop the drew a card that them saying pot agreed.
yeah,
Like there was a little bit of like I'm allowed to be greedy because if I once I make 3 ink, the game's over.
yeah.
It's like I get it.
The issue is like you had very small amounts of cards that you wanted to play to board, and you had, and in the mirror specifically, like Maui, you wanted all four Mauis in the ink. You wanted your like 1/3s in the ink or 2/2s in the ink. And if you just drew those disproportionately to your other card draw, like the Magic Mirrors, or if you draw too many of your big things early and you had to ink too many like Aladdins, like you just like felt so bad.
Yeah, I remember playing against like the Cusco decks.
Yeah, yeah, like
And
the
you would
just in
just have
time Cusco
draws where you're
decks.
like, yeah, yeah, you just have draws where you're like, wow, I literally cannot even do any. Like I have no way to combat really any of this. And then you just like draw 2 Mauis in a row, and you're like, oh yeah, my deck's unbeatable.
Yeah.
You
It's like
know?
you go Maui on 5, Maui on 6, Ursula 7 on 7. You
Yeah, it's like,
you
oh,
you draw a card, they lose a lore, and like all of a sudden you're like, okay, I can either quest with this Ursula or I can sing Be Prepared with this Ursula. Hmm.
and then play out my Aladdin and
Yeah.
ask a very tough question for my opponent with no cards in hand, and the biggest thing they have in their deck is like a 2/4.
And then it's like I'm sitting here with my Elsa in hand, like hmm.
It would be a shame.
It would be a shame if you played something to the board right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
What a good
yeah,
time.
that was fun. Fun times.
I agree.
I I definitely remember playing against Amber Steel players and getting really upset by how long they were taking, because like people were new to the game and they would draw 7 cards and they just had no heuristics for like what to do on a given turn, and they would like think about inking, and then they play their Lilo out, and then they'd be like, do I quest with the other stuff I have on the board, do I hold it back? Like I remember learning Lorcana, it's like I just don't even know how to sequence things. Like I don't know how to start the engine in my mind to like get,
Yeah.
I challenge this, then challenge that. How much lore are they gonna have next turn? Like all that shit had to get wired in my brain first. It took a while, and so I remember like tournaments being taking forever for those first few sets.
Yeah. Yeah, what it was, how far we've come from that meta. We played red purple in set 1 forever, and then we come all the way to set 7, and now red blue mirrors are taking one round, one game to end in time.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah.
So, of the Diablo decks, which one are you most optimistic about?
Um, I I won't lie and say that green purple isn't my first instant guess, because that's the deck I've been playing for the majority of the format anyway. But I do think that green purple has the best floor of green purple, green yellow, and green steel. I think green steel has more things that I enjoy doing in the game. And green yellow has like the astronomical ceiling, but the worst floor in general. So I think all three decks have really specific tools that they have for the mirror, as well. And I think all three of them can fight into each other at essentially a 50-50 rate. I don't think either of them are extremely favored into one another. Um, so I truly think you could choose any one of those three decks for this weekend. I think you would be perfectly fine.
kind of where I'm vibing too. I think I like green steel right now just because I think the amount of steel decks that are going to see play is quite high.
Yeah.
And if there's going to be a lot of steel, you want to be playing Pete. And if there's going to be a lot of decks that are like Kiwi, you want to have the discard plan. So you're kind of just getting a lot of coverage there. Um, just because Sunchill's so good against a lot of these aggro decks where
Yep.
they like keep the last card in hand. So Rapunzel, it's a dock. You just kind of get them.
I do know every time I play purple for a while and then I stop playing purple, I have like a 5 game skid of where I'm like, shit, I don't have crab, I don't have fox. My defenses have felt completely shattered. Like, not going from having rush to not having rush feels like debilitating sometimes.
Yeah, I will say the thing on green steel is that like a lot of times you like do nothing on turn one, you do nothing on turn two. They have like two daisies in play. You're like, wow, I can't believe like I'm playing this deck. And then you like stick in Ursula. They don't have the removal spell, and then you just like play two guys out and just like wipe the whole board. And you're like, oh, what was I thinking?
This is
This
why I play
deck's
this deck.
broken.
Anytime I sing
Yeah.
Ursula, I double sing Strength Raging Fire with Ursula, like a kitten dies somewhere. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I was playing someone against Chris the other night, and he was like, "Oh, I just lose," and then I like stormed twice. He's like, "Oh, I might not be dead," and I was like, "Well, give my hand." And I'm like, "I think I mean, I just drew two cards, killed a Daisy. I think I'm fine."
Yeah, drew 2 cards off of Daisy that you already drew a card off of. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a fun time.
I probably wouldn't play green yellow because I think in Lorcana right now, having not if a deck doesn't have enough consistency in Lorcana where it has the most broken mulligan system in TCGs, there's an issue there, and I don't want to play that deck until it's solved that issue. Whether or not that issue is solved this set or not, will not be up to me. I'll check in with Wink and Pandemonium like next week. As for green purple, I think Diablo will probably be the easiest way to go. Some people are probably gonna play the tempo version. Those people are um, sniffing something. They're on something, that's for sure. I think Diablo. If you're not playing Diablo or Steel Song, if you're not, I don't know. I just don't think green purple tempo does anything busted. And I think if you're not playing something busted in this post banlist world, I think you're not really being serious.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to have some like high roll potential. Diablo offers that. That's why the green decks are kind of so good right now. In addition, just power of discard. Um, the purple decks are a little fair, but that's they usually that second color is like what adds your unfairness, either Big Sisu or uh, Warple Ramp, for example. So, um, yeah, I don't know. What do you think of Warple right now?
I mean, it's essentially just the exact same spot it's been since last set. I think it there was a heavy emphasis on Genie Wars into like early into the mid of last set, and that deck just got to Genie Wars stuff faster than everyone else. So if you're playing a Genie Wars format where a lot of people are playing Purple Steel, where a lot of people are playing Green Purple with Genie, or you're playing even like Yellow Purple with Genies, if someone shows up with Blurple, they're going to be at a pretty heavy advantage being able to play Genie on 3, Elsa on 4, and then Bell after that. Um, I think it has the exact same niche, and like they I think they face the same issues where I think Green Steel was a pretty poor matchup for them. Um, I'm not actually sure what Steel Song was doing for them, good or bad. I feel like
I think it's a bad matchup usually, just
for
because they can
Blurple,
get no for Ember Steel because they can actually commit to the board. Uh, their foxes and crabs are better than every other purple deck because they actually get to like play them out on the wheel
yeah.
turn, where the other purple decks like are just sitting there like I have 4 ink, it's turn 4, I have a fox in my hand, what do I do? And purple deck is like, oh, I'm already at 5 ink, I can play an Elsa, kill something, or I
Mm-hmm.
can maybe like play a thing, then fox replay it, kill a thing.
Yeah, I will say
Um,
they did get the high roll of friends on the other side sing on too, so that's pretty cool.
Well, yeah. Also, I guess at post wheel now they have. It's actually fairly likely they'll have hit a bell and a popsicle. Um, Either popsicle in the first on turn
Yeah,
one, and then they wheel hit a bell, so they can actually really easily on post wheel commit to the board pretty cheap.
yeah. No, I agree. I would say that Blurple's probably gotten, if not better in that matchup, just I'm sorry, if they're not favored that matchup, they've gotten significantly better into that matchup. Um, I would say it's if I had to say I have like 10 decks that I would play, I would say Blurple would probably be between like 5 and 7 of the decks that I would play.
I think mine's like under 5.
Could be like,
It's like at maybe 5,
but it would probably be like
but
green purple, green steel, steel song, red blue. Is it just Blurple?
so I'm green steel, amber steel, green purple, blurple. Maybe not fourth blurple, but it's already in my mind. What would be before blurple? Probably blue red.
I would say potentially blue steel wheel if the deck becomes kind of cohesive.
I the 3 decks I'm most concerned about right now are all Ursula decks. So I don't know how wheel can possibly be
Mm,
a thing worth doing. You know,
yeah, I guess. Just draw two, bro.
like
Easy.
the turn that they want to like they don't have Hiram, right? So like against like in the past, the Diablo decks have actually been decent against blue steel because you just like make them discard their hand the turn they want to play Whole New World.
Yeah.
And now they don't even have Hiram. So like in the past, what they would do is they'd like ramp, play Hiram, play Cogs. You make them discard 2 cards. They have 1 card left. It's Whole New World. You know, go off. That's not even the case anymore. Like
Yeah.
they don't have the Hiram. They just play like a Tala and they're like, got him.
Oh, yellow purple is probably somewhere up there if I can, cause Cran's cooking something. That's for sure.
I mean, that deck might be the best deck in the format, yellow purple. But I'm not. It's not in my hands.
Yeah, true. I would like to play with it a little bit, but I do not have the time between now and my 1K on Sunday to get really good at it. So
Yeah, yeah. The 1K I'm signed up for right now is a $50 1K. That's like really hard for me to
$50.
rationalize. Yeah, it's in New York City, so even getting there is annoying.
Yeah, simply come down to North Carolina for this 1K.
It's like 9 hours versus 3 hours, two and a
Not
half hours.
9 hours. I guarantee you, it's like 7 or less.
7. Oh,
Probably
okay. So like
less. Probably
twice,
less.
twice the trip. You know.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
not worth it. But yeah, I would say I would assume I'll be on green, purple, or green steel.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Green Steel is where I'll be.
Are you playing I'm Still Here? I missed that card.
I always forget what that card does. Oh, the
The
Steel
resist.
Song.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that card rips, dude.
That card rips. Resist +2 and draw a card. Hell yeah. I
What
miss
else is there to do?
true. I miss shifting Diablo into like an Elsa on board and just singing that and just looking at them. So fun. I don't know. Yeah. What else we got? Is there anything else that is pressing? I feel like we've got most of the talking points. To all the blue steel players that I have upset in the last 12
Cope
hours.
and Seethe.
Cope
Cope
and Seethe.
and Seethe.
I do
That's
love
my
most of you, but Cope and Seethe.
you. I think it is embarrassing when people are like upset about this. Is the format better than it was yesterday?
Yes.
Any
I
opinion
I am
other than
100%
yes
ready to say yes.
is not a serious opinion. I'm fine making fun of your takes if your opinion is the format's worse. Now, it might be worse in a
2
month
weeks, yeah,
two
2 3 weeks.
in a month it might be worse. But also you have to like is if the format's worse in a month, we'll have a month of a decent format, which the format was just going to get worse
Yeah.
if it just continued where it was at. It wasn't like it was going to get better. So, like net positive, okay? Like the Hiram and Forrester weren't going to make the game better 3 sets from now.
Yeah.
You know, like this is not.
Oh, actually,
Those cards are degenerate.
there,
They're
there,
not
there, there
cool.
is something I wanted to talk about because of those talking points. Something that has been somewhat clowned on, but also I don't think that has been taken in a way that was intended. The fun metric, like like from other TCG devs, I'm not sure what your experience is, but I've never really seen fun be defined as much as Ravensburger has tried to, as well as outright saying that they're using third party event data.
Yeah, that was a little surprising to me, honestly. Uh, but it makes sense for Connor, right?
Yeah.
I think generally the way they talk about the game, it makes sense that that's
Yeah.
you know
Like
where they're coming from.
I like for everyone who is either new to TCGs or is not capable of stepping outside of yourself to look at the entire situation as a whole. When they say fun, they are not looking at you directly and saying if you have fun with Hiram, you're wrong. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that according to them and according to the data that they have collected, that data could be anything. We don't know. Like it could be events, it could be event attendance, it could be locals attendance, it could be private messages that they got from specific players that they've interviewed. We don't know, but according to the data that they've collected and analyzed, they felt that more people were not having fun playing in a format with Hiram than people were having fun. So that is not to say that your way of having fun is wrong. That's fine. You are allowed to have fun playing Hiram. I get it. But when you hear Ravensburger say that after careful analysis of the data, we have decided that this is not in line with what we believe is fun, you're just in the minority. I'm sorry, you're in the minority. I get it. Like I understand that you're upset. I understand some of you have. I understand this is the first TCG for a lot of people. You're just in the minority and you have to accept. You have to step outside of yourself, look in the mirror, and accept that. If Diablo had been hit yesterday, I would look at my enchanted Diablos, I'd say goodbye, buddy, and I would put them away. Because if they had said the exact
I
same
don't
thing,
even know if I'd be upset.
I wouldn't be upset.
You
I wouldn't.
know? Yeah, I don't even think I'd be upset.
Listen,
I'd be like, ah,
I've had so many decks and cards and and like pet cards that have been banned out from under me after I've played them. Like I'm used to it. I get it. Like I understand.
it's the cost of doing business. When you want
Yeah,
to do the most broken thing, you're gonna have to face the consequences of it. Like, I'm sorry, wanting to draw 7 cards for free is not like you're not guaranteed that, and you're also not guaranteed getting to play a 4 drop card that draws you 2 cards every turn. That
yeah.
isn't. You knew that was exceptional, right? Like if they banned Rabbit in set 2, nobody would have been like, that was outrageous. You know?
They're even pointing to red purple. They're like saying like why didn't they ban him back then? Like they didn't have the data. We didn't have events back then, and they weren't looking at that. The first ban was Bucky, and the last time that a format got to a point where it was getting to that 70+% like conversion rate at almost every event, they hit it. They banned it. They banned this card. This card has been hit one time. And
Yeah, I saw someone today say like, "Wow, they hit Blue still gets good, and they finally ban a card from it." It's like, bro, I made thousands of dollars playing Bucky. Like, I went to locals that day, and people were like, "Ha ha, Bucky's banned," and I was like, "Yeah, it sucks. I'm gonna play red blue now," and then I did, or whatever nonsense I played that day. Like,
you gave me a Bucky sticker.
did I?
Yeah, you're like you're the Bucky in these trying times.
Yeah, like it's just what happens, right?
All right, yeah, like part of TCGs is we're gonna bans are gonna happen, rotations are gonna happen. I hate rotations, but I'm in the minority there, and I understand that.
I
And
don't
I
think you're in the minority. I think that's a pretty
really
normie take.
interesting. I understand that my opinion's probably wrong, but I will continue to have that. That doesn't mean when rotation does probably happen, I'm gonna be out here saying that Ravensburger doesn't know what they're doing, or that they've killed the game or are killing the game, or I'm gonna go play
Or that you're gonna quit the game for the third time this week.
or I'm gonna go play the NFT card game instead of this. Like,
Yeah, it's outrageous.
come on, man, be serious. Like, can we be
Well,
adults for
like
like 3 seconds?
I was in the 20 lore server like when the announcement came out, and like 10 minutes before it, people were complaining about like quitting the game, and I was just like, "If you're not having fun, quit the game.
Nah, I'm quitting the
If you're
game
not having
now.
fun, if you're not having fun, quit the game. I just don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, hey, yeah,
Just quit
it's
the game."
yeah. I don't know, man. Like, also, I think the big I got into a huge discussion today in 20 lore with about Fortisphere and how it seems like people were agreed that Fortisphere was too powerful and needed to be hit. But the reason that they were upset and the reason that they were probably going to quit the game was the wording that Ravensburger used about the ink identity stuff in like tangential to the Q&A that was also just saying it was too powerful. Like, guys, if you want them to just say specific words that make you happy, what are we doing? Like, we agree that it's too good. We agree that it needed to be hit. It's hit. That's it. That's all we need to do. If you want to leave, please. I understand. I love everyone that plays this game for the most part. Um, I don't want people to quit, but if you're going to just continue over and over again to just trash on the game and trash on the company, and I am number one blame the company for everything. I like in Vanguard I was so far on the I hate Bushiroad, I hate everything they're doing. I get it, but when in my mind nothing is going that wrong, it's just it's wild to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I'll say is it's a game.
Yeah,
Just play the game if you think the game's fun. If
agreed.
you're having fun, stop playing. If you think the reason you're not having fun is something that's fixable, I understand complaining about it online. That actually can be beneficial. But anytime someone says they're like quitting the game because like any reason that isn't I'm not having fun, I think it's just kind of silly.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we'll step off the soapbox. I appreciate everyone tuning in, listening to us yap. Am I missing anything, Braden?
No, I guess. Let me just think here. Watch the ICL. We I think the new round of pairings just got announced, and Franz is playing.
Yeah, I finally get to play for Loungers. I've missed the last two, and we've lost the last two. Coincidence? I'm not saying anything.
Today, Luke, aka Wonderland, messaged me and he said, "Hey, the Loungers might run into some issues with the new rules, and I won't spoil what those are. They are something the Loungers has that maybe makes us a little unique." And my response was, I guess we'll just have to start taking this seriously. So that's why we've got you loaded up in the queue. We've got you and two other monsters on our team for the next round, and we're going to win.
Who are we
And we're
playing?
going to win bigly. That's they say. So if we don't win, maybe the team gets disbanded. Who's to say?
Dang.
Damn, that's not happening.
Dang.
That's not happening.
Do we know
But
who are we playing?
they're green.
Green.
Yeah, Breezy's super cute and handsome. There's no way those
That
two
is
things
true.
aren't correlated. Let me take a little peek here behind the scenes in the ICL Discord. Let me see. We're playing. Damn, everyone's posting the Diablo memes. Team owner chat. We're playing spinny circle with triangles. I don't know which team that is.
Spinning circle with
It's a little spinny
triangle.
circle with triangles. Yeah, I don't know. Breezy, do you know what team that is?
Oh
The
my
green.
god.
Oh no. How many teams could there possibly be?
This is gonna start beef, and we didn't mean
Is
it.
it Illuminati? I don't know. I don't know
Is
who
it
the teams are.
select
Maybe
few?
it's like a whirlpool with diamonds. Like it looks like a cracked open Zendikar thing from Magic.
Damn, I do
Like a
not
hedron.
understand that.
It's like a hedron with a portal coming out of it.
Hmm.
I don't know what the names of the teams are. Oh no, Breezy's not answering. I've
Breezy
upset him.
Y. Here's league, so it's
Hmm.
like, oh wow, that is interesting. Have I
What's that?
I don't know. I've not seen that before. Is there just like okay? There's resources here. No, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, a lot of the resources are not useful, I guess.
Is it the portal? Is it the portal? Is that the
Oh,
team?
I bet it's the portal. Okay, that would make sense. That's a game store, I'm pretty sure, in Massachusetts. So we'll have to crush them in combat.
Might be wrong, but who knows? That their tag
That
color
makes sense.
in there is brown. So
What's ours? What's our...
I thought it was orange.
Yeah, we're orange in there. Yeah, that makes sense. Winnie the Pooh's kind of orange.
Either way, I'm coming to stop the skid.
I mean, look, we have to start winning eventually.
We do. All I know is that Dick Burns called you out and called me out last week, and I can't allow this to
Really?
happen. Yeah,
What did we do?
when he was playing, he specifically said in the interview that you dodged him and that I dodged him.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's slander.
didn't he also lost that game? I think,
Oh, good. That's what he deserves.
but
The
then we
slander.
lost the match. So we lost the match. So
Anyways, yeah, the loungers are coming back. These next few rounds, we're coming back with real talent. Not that
straight
we haven't had
3-0.
real
We're coming
talent,
3-0 in the
but
next
we're
three
we're
matches,
coming for
Chris.
the 3-0. That's what
Yeah.
I've brought my now that we have even larger guns slinged. Like I but we're in the past we've rolled dice to determine who plays, and now we're gonna try to actually pick teams that are competent. Like I won't be on there, for example.
In the
So
words of a great man, Jonah Hill, we project to be 2 games above the first place by
by the end of the season,
whenever round 5 ends.
yeah, you're at, classy. That was a nice Moneyball reference.
Thank you.
There's a Moneyball counter at my job. The days since Braden mentioned Moneyball, and it was at -1 on Monday.
-1.
Came up both. It's come up every day this week.
What just great goated movie, man. Goated movie.
Unbelievable movie.
It
All right,
has changed my vocabulary forever.
let's blow this popsicle stand.
All right, gamers.
Get out
Thanks
of
for
here.
coming and watching us ramble for about an hour about nothing in particular and then end with Moneyball. Good night.
As is